Welcome to the iOB Business Podcast. We help our partners launch digital agencies, enabling them to assist local businesses with their online presence.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 14 of the iOB Business Podcast. In this episode we discuss how to become better at sales. Let's talk about it. Sales are the heartbeat of every thriving business. Once you master the art of selling, you have a skill for life. But is selling an art or a science? Some people would argue that sales are an art form, as naturally some people have the gift of the gab, and are very comfortable selling. In contrast, there are a huge number of people who believe that sales are a science, and something that can be learned over time by analyzing different metrics. We think it's a bit of both, and let us tell you why. Selling is very much to do with communication skills. If you are an effective communicator, you will be able to convey your product or service, using the right language, in a way that resonates with your audience. Most people are hesitant or anxious when it comes to selling, particularly if they don't come from a sales background. However, the truth is we have all sold something at least once in our lives. For example, if you are listening to this episode and you're currently employed, you have actually made a sale. You successfully managed to sell your skills and abilities at your interview to get the job. You see, sales are not difficult when you know how to approach the sales process. Most people are scared of sales because of the negative stereotypes around the salesperson. When we think of sales, we start to think about a car salesman or people selling financial services. But actually, when we think of sales, we should start to think positively about how it's a key skill that can transform you and your life. All of the intangible elements associated with sales are basically the artistic part of selling. For instance, your smile, body language, eye contact, your handshake, your psychology and mindset. These are all things that contribute to the art of selling. On the other side of the spectrum is the science of selling. Knowing your metrics, doing your research, being aware of the problems that the recipient is facing, are just some of the things that you can learn and perfect over time. So how can you become better at sales? Well, we firmly believe that anyone can become better at sales with the right training, environment and crucially motivation to want to improve. Firstly, you need to approach the sales process with excitement and not fear. When you are working on sales-related tasks, whether it is calling a lead, attending a meeting or firing off an email, you should know that you are edging closer to making a conversion. Granted, every sales cycle and sales funnel is different, but they all share one commonality: to convert a prospect into a client. The sales process is your mechanism for achieving this. Remain positive during the sales interaction and think about how you can progress your lead to the next stage. Secondly, you need to have access to the right type of training. For example, here at iOB Business, we spend all of day 2 of our partners' initial training program on the sales process. This gives us the chance to explain different selling methodologies and how to overcome common objections. We also provide over 25 sales-based training videos within the Learn Center, which our partners can access to compile a strategy for each part of the sales cycle. Planning and executing a well-thought-out sales process is something that can be taught and perfected over time. The final way to become better at sales is to focus on the needs of your audience. All too often, people get so excited and enthused by their product and/or service that they fail to match it to the needs of the recipient. Take a step back and think why someone needs the product or service you are offering. What problems does it solve, and what are the current pain points for your audience? Compile questions that you can ask your lead to pull out the problems and then present your solutions as the answer. Getting better at sales is not difficult, but does require you to shift away from your negative stereotypes, and also some of the methods you are currently using, which may not be very effective. The sales process is an art and a science, but the good news is, anyone can succeed. To find out more about how we can help you upskill in a variety of areas and become a successful digital entrepreneur, contact a member of our team today. Thank you very much for spending your time listening to our podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and catch our next episode. Until next time, take care.